Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the desert or across the street. Welcome to another exciting episode of Overcoming Addiction Through Secular Means. So, today I want to talk to you guys about conspiracy theories, but before we get into all that, I just want to share my progress. I'm 1 month and 10 days sober today. I also made a new discovery today, and the answer was so obvious and right in front of my nose. If you're going through withdrawal symptoms and you're detoxing from a certain drug, the best thing to do is stay away from certain carbs and sugary foods. I noticed that after eating certain types of food, it spikes up my heart rate. And it's usually whenever I eat junk, like fast food, a Frito pie, or a soda. So starting tomorrow, I'm getting on a nutrition plan. And I recommend you do the same if you're quitting drugs as well. Alright, so today I want to talk to you guys about conspiracy theories. To say that the majority of people who believe in conspiracy theories are drug users is a very wide generalization. When I was a kid, I was into conspiracy theories. I used to listen to Coast to Coast AM, which was a radio show about the paranormal and UFOs and things of that nature. Till this day, there have been zero paranormal events that have taken place. There is absolutely no reason for me to believe in the paranormal or conspiracy theories. In fact, I'm going as far as to say that no one has any good reason to believe in the paranormal or conspiracy theories. One of the biggest problems I have with conspiracy theories is how they've reached their conclusion. I'll give you an example. We have 3 steps: A, B, and C. So A is you saw something in the sky that's unidentifiable. C is the conclusion. Therefore, it is extraterrestrials. But what I'm missing is step B. What you're missing is step B. How is it that you came to your conclusion? Human beings have huge imaginations, and they're also a very unreliable source of information. Anecdotal evidence should never be taken seriously. Human beings are flawed. Sometimes they'll hear or see something and their imagination will run wild and they'll just jump to conclusions. But let's go a little further. Let's go a little deeper. And I'm getting to my point about why I'm talking about conspiracy theories today. I want to dive deeper into the conspiracy theory that we are being visited by extraterrestrials and the government is aware of them. That the government is somehow colluding with space aliens. One of the things I've noticed is how trendy aliens are. I'll give you an example. After Orson Welles broadcasted War of the Worlds back in 1938, people began to report UFO sightings. In fact, even the Nazis were starting to experiment with ships that resembled UFOs. Every time a famous movie comes out about aliens, people always start reporting that they've seen those type of aliens. Depending on what decade it is, the aliens always have a certain appearance. For example, in the 1960s, when Star Trek was very popular, there was that famous sighting by Betty and Barney Hill, who said that they were abducted by aliens, and on board the ship, the aliens had a sort of ranking system among themselves, and they wore uniforms, kind of like humans did. They also talked about certain star maps that were around the ship, things that were very similar to Star Trek. Then around the 1990s, people started talking about the Greys, aliens who didn't really have any vocal ability and were just completely nude, didn't wear any uniform. Okay, so why am I talking about all this? Why am I bringing up conspiracy theories such as UFOs and subliminal messages in Disney cartoons, or that the Simpsons predicted the future? If we're at a restaurant and I order a T-bone steak, then I make a prediction to you when the T-bone steak will arrive and I get it right, does that mean I'm a prophet? Does that make it a prophecy? If we go back into the history of why marijuana was illegal, a lot of people will cite such propaganda films as Reefer Madness, or they'll talk about during the Jim Crow era where they wanted to oppress minorities and people of color. They'll tell you that the only reason that marijuana was made illegal was to get back at people of color. Now, there may be some truth to that, but if we fast forward to these times, we're finding new evidence on why marijuana should be kept illegal. There is a link between aggression and violence in marijuana users. There has been a spike in violent crimes in the last 4 to 6 years. I myself can attest to that marijuana did make me into a very aggressive, very it made me, it caused a lot of rage within me. Not only is there new evidence coming to light on how marijuana causes psychological problems to people, there's also physical damage that marijuana can cause to your body. By now, there's irrefutable evidence that the crude combustion of smoke causes irreversible damage to the heart and the lungs. And not only that, but to other organs in your body as well. The liver and the skin, which is the largest organ in the body, and the brain. There's no denying that people who smoke marijuana are not in the best shape. Which brings me to this new conspiracy theory that I have. Now, usually, like I said, I'm a man of science and I don't buy into conspiracy theories, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new one for you today. So let's entertain this for a while. I'm going to create a conspiracy theory for you right on the spot. What if the government is making marijuana legal because they want you to be fat and stupid? What if, in order to continue oppressing people of color, because it seems like people of color, such as myself, are more susceptible to smoking marijuana, what if they're doing this in order to kill your ambition, in order to stop you from being successful? I mean, think about it for a while. What if they're making marijuana illegal and they're making it so potent, and on purpose they're not having any quality control or anything, they're just peddling this stuff around and it's full of pesticides and molds, and they're doing all of this for a purpose, in order to make you fall into a trap, so that you have complications, maybe even an early death, and in the end, you won't be successful. So yeah, that's my little conspiracy theory for today. And just think about that for a while. What if the reason that they're making it legal is that so that you can fall in the trap? You know, in the last 2 years, I haven't been really feeling on top of my game. I haven't been really feeling so hot the way I usually feel. After those 3 years in quarantine and smoking marijuana from the day I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, it played its toll on my body. So now, instead of investing my hard earned dollar on something that's slowly killing me and deteriorating my health, instead of wasting $20 on a good gram, I've decided to turn it all around. I'll just to give you, and you might think this is a little corny, but look what $20 can get you. Check this bad boy out. This is a Dolly Parton cast iron skillet. You can make a mean steak with this. Now, doesn't that sound more enticing than buying something that's going to make you choke and cough and create psychosis and short-term memory, and in the future give you tachycardia, and they might even end up making a hole in your neck? Doesn't it sound more enticing to sit around a fire and cook you a really nice steak with a cast iron skillet? Now, I'm not saying for you to go buy this specific cast iron skillet. This isn't some sort of ad, but think about what I'm saying. Like, you only make so much money, in your lifetime. Wouldn't you rather use that money for, I don't know, something good, something that you're gonna use, something that's gonna make you feel better, something that's gonna improve your health? Um, well, that's all I have for today. This was a little short video that I just wanted to throw at you. But think about it, and this goes out to all you conspiracy theorists. Which, once again, I'm not one of those, because I feel like people who believe in conspiracy theories, either they've lost faith in mankind, so that's why they're creating otherworldly beings, or maybe they have absolutely no control of what's going on in their lives, so they create all these little all these stories, and like they kind of seek refuge on the internet and they look up all this stuff. So I don't buy into them, because since reality is subjective, and I'm never going to be able to witness subjective reality. No one is. The only way I can get closer to experiencing reality is by studying and making research, research and development. And I really hope in the end that you develop into a good person, into a good, decent, smart person. Someone who's going to do good in this world, not just poison yourself and the people around you and just make everything all shitty. So go ahead and quit smoking and go get you a cast iron skillet. So peace. I'll see you guys around, and remember, stay clean.